Be Me, 27-year-old female, recently back in dating scene after long relationship. Shocked that men don't automatically pay for dates anymore. First 3 dates this month, guys suggested splitting the bill. Let's go Dutch, or we can each pay our own way. Assume I'm attracting cheapskates or broke guys. Start investigating why men stopped paying for women's meals. Dating app conversation with software engineer making 6 figures. Suggests coffee date instead of dinner. Keeps first dates low pressure and affordable. I suggest nice restaurant, he counters with casual lunch spot. Clearly has money, but avoiding expensive venues. When check comes, he immediately suggests splitting. I believe in equality, so we should split everything. Realizes he's testing my reaction to paying my own way. Attend friend's birthday dinner, where couples split bills individually. Not one man paid for his girlfriend's meal. Women pulling out wallets without any expectation of male payment. That's so old-fashioned when I mention men used to pay. Couples calculating exact amounts down to appetizers and tax. Romantic dinner becomes accounting exercise. Visit brother, who's been dating for 2 years. Notice he budgets separately for his own meals when going out. Can't afford to pay for 2 people every time we eat. Girlfriend earns same salary, but expects him to cover restaurants. She says she's traditional about dating, but feminist about everything else. Brother frustrated by contradictory expectations. Pays rent, utilities, groceries, but draws line at entertainment. Observe workplace dynamics during lunch conversations. Male colleagues discussing dating expenses with spreadsheet mentality. Dinner and drinks for 2 costs half my weekly take-home. If we're equals, why am I paying for everything? Guys calculating cost per date versus probability of relationship. Economic analysis replacing romantic gestures. Dating becoming unsustainable hobby rather than courtship. Speak with male friend about his dating budget. Used to spend $200 per week on dates, got nowhere. Describes string of first dates where women ordered expensive meals. Caviar appetizer, lobster entree, premium wine. Then, no spark text next day after I paid $150 bill. Realizes he was being used for free expensive meals. Now suggests coffee or walks for first meetings. Attend speed dating event where organizers address payment etiquette. Gentlemen, women attending tonight are independent professionals. Don't assume traditional gender roles apply to modern dating. Guys confused about expectations versus social messaging. Half the men offering to pay, half suggesting splits. Women reacting negatively to both approaches. Impossible to win when expectations contradict stated values. Dating coach friend explains trend in male behavior. Men tired of being ATMs for women's entertainment. Describes clients who spent thousands with no relationship success. Expensive dates don't create genuine attraction. Women using dating apps like food delivery service with male payment. Men learning that financial investment doesn't guarantee romantic return. Dating strategy shifting toward low-cost activities. Visit upscale restaurant during prime dating hours. Observe how couples handle check presentation. Younger couples automatically splitting bills. Older couples where men pay without discussion. Clear generational divide in payment expectations. Server mentions noticing this trend over past 5 years. Used to be automatic that man paid, now it's complicated. Research online dating statistics about date costs. Average male spends $100-200 annually on dating. Average female spends $400 annually on dating. Men subsidizing women's social lives through date payments. Economic burden falling disproportionately on male daters. Women receiving entertainment value while men pay for access. Dating industry built on male financial contribution. Speak with divorced male friend about dating expenses. Marriage cost me half my assets, now dating costs half my income. Describes how post-divorce dating revealed hidden costs. When married, we split household expenses. When dating, I pay for everything again. Financial double standard where men pay during courtship and divorce. Legal system extracting money before and after marriage. Attend feminist discussion group about dating equality. Women advocating for workplace equality and financial independence. Same women expecting men to pay for dates and entertainment. Traditional gender roles are oppressive except when they benefit us. Cognitive dissonance between equality messaging and dating expectations. Feminism applied selectively to avoid financial responsibility. Observe college dating culture among young professionals. Female friends earning identical salaries to male counterparts. Still expecting men to pay for dates despite equal earning power. He should want to treat me, regardless of his financial situation. Equality in workplace, inequality in dating. Men questioning logic of paying for financially independent women. Visit friends' workplace where gender pay discussions happen daily. Women deserve equal pay for equal work. Same conversation participants expecting unequal date payments. Men should pay because that's how dating works. Professional equality advocacy combined with romantic financial dependence. Political beliefs contradicting personal dating expectations. Speak with restaurant server about check-splitting trends. Younger customers almost always split, older ones traditional. Describes awkward moments when payment expectations clash. Women sometimes get angry when men don't offer to pay. Men sometimes get lectured about outdated gender roles when they do offer. Service industry navigating contradictory social expectations. Payment methods revealing relationship power dynamics. Research cultural messaging about dating and gender roles. Discover mixed signals about financial responsibility. Strong independent women don't need men. Men should still court women properly. Cultural confusion about what equality means in romantic context. Traditional expectations surviving in progressive framework. Dating profile analysis reveals interesting patterns. Women listing expensive hobbies and interests. Love, fine dining, wine tasting, theater. Expecting men to fund lifestyle choices. Men's profiles emphasizing outdoor activities and free events. Hiking, cooking at home, Netflix. Gender-divided approach to entertainment costs. Attend wedding, where older generation discusses dating changes. Men used to be gentlemen who took care of women. Nowadays, everyone splits everything. Older women mourning loss of male financial provision. Younger women defending financial independence. Generational conflict about romantic expectations. Dating norms changing faster than cultural adaptation. Observe social media discussions about date payment. Viral posts about men refusing to pay for dates. If she can't afford her own meal, she shouldn't be dating. Women responding with anger about declining chivalry. Real men pay for dates, boys split bills. Online debate revealing fundamental disagreement about gender roles. Speak with financial advisor about dating expenses. Impact. Single men save significantly more money than dating men. Dating costs can prevent serious financial planning. Professional advice becoming date less. Invest more. Financial advisors counseling male clients about dating budget limits. Romantic life competing with financial security. Wealth building requiring relationship sacrifice. Visit friends' company during workplace harassment training. Buying expensive gifts or meals can create uncomfortable obligation. Financial gestures might be interpreted as transactional. Corporate policies discouraging traditional courting behaviors. Professional advancement requiring avoidance of romantic financial expression. Workplace training contradicting traditional dating expectations. Research divorce statistics and financial settlements. Discover that dating payment patterns continue into marriage. Men who pay for dates end up paying alimony. Financial responsibility in dating predicts divorce settlement outcomes. Dating behavior establishing legal precedent for marriage economics. Romantic financial patterns becoming legally binding expectations. 6 months of investigation reveals systematic change in male dating behavior. Men stopping payment not from cheapness, but from rational economics. Cost-benefit analysis replacing romantic gesture mentality. Financial independence messaging eliminating male payment obligation. Equality expectations making traditional courting financially illogical. Learned that men don't pay for dates because women demanded equality. We want equal treatment includes equal financial responsibility. Men adapting to feminist messaging about female independence. Romantic economics following workplace equality principles. Traditional male provision incompatible with contemporary gender roles. Realize women created this situation through contradictory expectations. Demanding financial independence while expecting financial dependence. Equality rhetoric. Eliminating male obligation for date payments. Men choosing consistency over traditional romantic gestures. Financial chivalry dying because women killed it through political activism. Understanding requires recognizing impossible double standard. Treat me as equal except when paying bills. Men choosing equality over traditional gender roles. Romantic relationships adapting to contemporary economic reality. Dating becoming financially equitable rather than male subsidized. Start questioning my own expectations about date payments. Realize I expect equality at work, but inequality in dating. Want financial independence except when entertainment costs money. Contributing to contradictory messaging that confuses men. Expecting traditional benefits without traditional obligations. Learned that men stopped paying because women stopped needing them to. Financial independence eliminates romantic financial dependence. Equality means equal responsibility for entertainment costs. Traditional courting incompatible with contemporary feminism. Dating economics following political principles about gender equality. Men don't pay for dates anymore because society told them not to. Feminist messaging eliminated male financial obligation. Women earning their own money means paying their own way. Romantic equality requires financial equality. Traditional dating economics died with traditional gender roles. Be me, 28-year-old female, been dating for 6 years with 0 marriage proposals. Notice every guy I date seems allergic to commitment. Not just casual hookups, even long-term boyfriends avoid the talk. Guys who seem perfect suddenly disappear when relationship gets serious. Assume modern men are just immature or players. Start investigating whether men are actually afraid of commitment now. Dating Jake for 8 months, everything going perfectly. Introduce him to friends, he immediately becomes distant. Things are moving too fast, I need space. We were just hanging out normally, nothing changed. Friend mentions he did same thing to previous girlfriend. Commitment makes him panic, like clockwork. Realize this isn't about me specifically. Ask him directly what's wrong. Get vague responses about pressure. I just want to enjoy what we have without labels. Meanwhile, acting like devoted boyfriend in every other way. Attend friend's engagement party where groom looks terrified. Marriage is just expensive divorce waiting to happen. His buddies joking about him getting trapped. Bride glowing while groom seems like he's attending funeral. Overhear groomsman. Poor bastard doesn't know what he's signing up for. Bachelor party becomes farewell to freedom rather than celebration. Groom's father pulls him aside. Hope you got good lawyer for prenup. Entire male side of family treating marriage like business transaction gone wrong. Visit brother, who's been with girlfriend for 5 years. She keeps hinting about marriage. He changes subject every time. Why ruin good thing with legal paperwork? Girlfriend getting frustrated. Either we're building future or we're not. Brother genuinely loves her, but terrified of making it official. Commitment. Trap in his mind, not romantic milestone. They've bought house together, have joint bank account, own dog together. Basically married in every way, except legally. That piece of paper changes everything. Observe male coworkers discussing relationships during lunch. Never move in together. That's how they get you. Once you're living together, you're basically married without choice. Guys treating cohabitation like legal precedent for alimony. Relationship milestones viewed as progressive ensnarement. Every step forward seen as losing negotiating position. Common law, marriage kicks in after 2 years in some states. Then you're screwed even without actual wedding. Men researching relationship law like preparing for legal battle. Attend wedding, where best man speech reveals uncomfortable truth. Thought we'd lost him to the dark side. Jokes about ball and chain, life sentence, freedom ending, bride's family applauding, while groom's side looks like mourners. Marriage celebration, where half attendees treating it like tragedy. Commitment framed as male sacrifice rather than mutual benefit. Reception, full of divorced men, sharing horror stories. Enjoy it while it lasts, kid. Newlyweds surrounded by cynicism rather than celebration. Dating app conversations reveal pattern in male behavior. Guys enthusiastic until exclusivity mentioned. Let's keep things casual and see what happens. Not looking for anything serious right now. Same men who seemed relationship ready suddenly backing away. Commitment talk triggers immediate flight response. Can discuss everything except future plans. I live in the moment becomes code for commitment avoidance. Visit therapist friend who specializes in the couples counseling. Men increasingly terrified of relationship escalation. Describes clients who panic at moving in together. They see commitment as losing control over their lives. Women see it as building something together. Fundamentally different views of what commitment means. Men experiencing it as loss rather than gain. Therapy sessions, often men trying to convince women to stay unmarried. They want relationship without legal framework. Observe friend Tom, who's perfect boyfriend until commitment pressure. Takes girlfriend on vacations, meets her family, acts like husband. Mention of engagement, and he becomes different person. Marriage changes everything. Look at my parents' divorce. Happy to play house, but terrified of legal documentation. Commitment. Wanschwan contract. He might regret signing. Spends thousands on girlfriend, but won't buy engagement ring. Jewelry is investment. Marriage is liability. Attend family dinner where uncle shares marriage wisdom. Biggest mistake I ever made was getting married. Describes how divorce took half his assets and future earnings. 20 years later, still paying for 3 years of marriage. Younger male cousins absorbing this cautionary tale. Marriage stories and family all involve male financial destruction. Uncle working 2 jobs to pay alimony and child support. She remarried millionaire, but I still pay her bills. Family gatherings become anti-marriage education sessions. Dating Marcus who's divorced. Learn about male post-marriage reality. Lost house, kids, dog, and retirement savings. Judge said I was deadbeat dad despite wanting custody. Describes legal system designed to punish men financially. Marriage is Russian roulette with your entire future. Commitment equals potential total life destruction. Shows me divorce papers. She got everything because she was homemaker. Worked 60 hours a week to support family, lost everything anyway. Pays $3,000 monthly to ex-wife who now lives with wealthy boyfriend. Notice male friends avoiding relationships lasting more than 2 years. That's when they start expecting ring and wedding. Guys strategically ending relationships before commitment pressure. Better to break up than get trapped in marriage. Serial dating to avoid long-term consequences. Commitment timeline becomes relationship expiration date. She's great, but starting to make future plans. Men treating serious relationships like temporary arrangements. Dating becomes recreational activity rather than partner selection. Observe workplace dynamics around married versus single men. Married guys working late to avoid going home. Wife wants to discuss our future again tonight. Single men leaving at 5 p.m. for gym and hobbies. Marriage portrayed as end of personal freedom and interests. Commitment, or sacrificing individual identity for relationship obligations. Married colleagues looking exhausted and defeated. Everything costs twice as much, fun costs extra. Single men have money for investments. Married men struggle with expenses. Friend Sarah frustrated with boyfriend of 3 years. He acts married but won't propose. Says he doesn't need paper to prove love. Meanwhile, planning separate financial futures and avoiding joint purchases. Emotional commitment without legal vulnerability. Men willing to love but not to legally bind themselves. Boyfriend buys separate house instead of upgrading together. I want us to be together but maintain independence. Relationship exists in emotional realm, but not legal realm. Attend bachelor party where groom's friends stage intervention. Still time to back out, man. Prenup won't protect you, courts throw them out. Wedding treated like financial suicide rather than romantic celebration. Groomsmen sharing horror stories about divorce settlements. Commitment ceremony becomes cautionary tale about legal consequences. Stripper hired for last night of freedom. Marriage is death of everything that makes you a man. Party atmosphere somber, despite celebration context. Research reveals male perspective on relationship risk assessment. Divorce rate 50%, men lose 70% of assets in settlement. Alimony payments can last decades after marriage ends. Custody system favors mothers regardless of father involvement. Commitment viewed through statistical lens of probable failure. Romantic decisions based on actuarial risk rather than emotional connection. Men studying divorce law before considering marriage. Know what you're signing before you sign it. Romantic partnership, treated like business merger with hostile takeover potential. Dating coach friend explains trend in male relationship behavior. Men want companionship, but not legal exposure. They'll live together, travel together, even have kids. But marriage represents unacceptable financial risk. Commitment redefined as emotional availability without legal vulnerability. Romantic partnership divorced from legal institution. Love doesn't require government involvement. Men separating emotional commitment from financial obligation. Visit law office where divorce attorney explains male client concerns. Men arrive already knowing they'll lose everything. Marriage dissolution designed to favor female financial interests. Prenups provide psychological comfort, but little actual protection. Legal system creates rational basis for male commitment avoidance. Romantic relationships become high-stakes gambling with predictable losses. Family court assumes women deserve support regardless of circumstances. Attorney recommending against marriage for wealthy male clients. Marriage is worst financial decision successful man can make. Speak with financial advisor about marriage impact on wealth building. Married men accumulate assets 40% slower than single men. Divorce typically destroys 20 years of financial progress. Alimony creates permanent class of male debt servants. Advisors routinely counsel against marriage for high earners. Too much downside risk for minimal financial benefit. Marriage viewed as wealth destruction rather than wealth building. Single men retire comfortably. Divorced men work until death. Attend university seminar about changing marriage patterns. Sociology professor explains institutional factors. No-fault divorce eliminated marriage stability. Women initiate 70% of divorces but receive financial rewards. Marriage benefits women economically while burdening men. Academic research confirms male rational avoidance. Traditional marriage protected both partners. Modern marriage exploits men. Educational institutions teaching women to expect marriage while men learn to avoid it. Visit Friends Church during marriage preparation class. Pastors struggling with declining male participation. Young men attend services but avoid marriage commitment. They want relationships but not religious marriage ceremony. Spiritual community adaptation to commitment avoidance. Couples living together but refusing formal marriage. Religious authority unable to overcome legal and financial concerns. Even God can't protect you from family court. Research international marriage patterns among American men. Discover trend of men seeking foreign wives. Traditional marriage values versus American legal system. Men traveling overseas to find wives from different legal frameworks. Foreign women appreciate marriage. American women weaponize it. Cultural differences in marriage expectations and legal protections. International dating industry growing among commitment-avoidant American men. Observe social media discussions about marriage and commitment. Men sharing divorce horror stories in detail. She took kids, house, dog, and half my 401k. Paying alimony to woman who cheated throughout marriage. Social networks spreading awareness of marriage risks. Viral posts about male divorce experiences. Get married, lose everything, work twice as hard for half the money. Online communities forming around marriage avoidance. Attend friends' therapy session about relationship anxiety. Discover male commitment phobia is rational response to system design. Therapy can't fix broken legal institution. Men need psychological help to overcome logical risk assessment, mental health treatment addressing symptoms rather than causes. Anxiety about commitment is appropriate given statistical reality. Therapists struggling to convince men that marriage is a good idea. Psychological intervention fighting against mathematical probability. 6 months of investigation reveals systematic male commitment avoidance. Not emotional immaturity, but calculated risk management. Legal and financial consequences making marriage statistically dangerous. Rational men avoiding contracts that historically disadvantage them. Commitment redefined as romantic partnership without legal exposure. Emotional investment possible, but legal commitment too risky. Learned that male commitment phobia is evidence-based decision-making. Divorce laws created environment where marriage equals financial suicide. Men willing to love, but unwilling to legally bind themselves. Emotional commitment separated from legal commitment for self-protection. Romantic relationships possible, but marriage institution avoided. Love exists, but legal framework makes commitment dangerous. Realize women interpret this as fear when it's actually intelligence. Men doing cost-benefit analysis of relationship escalation. Commitment viewed through lens of probable legal consequences. Rational actors avoiding contracts with unfavorable terms. Love separated from legal institution for economic survival. Romance survives, but marriage institution dies from male avoidance. Understanding male commitment. Avoidance requires acknowledging legal reality. Marriage laws systematically disadvantage men financially. Divorce settlements and custody arrangements favor women regardless of circumstances. Rational response is avoiding legal marriage while maintaining emotional relationships. Commitment possible when separated from legal and financial consequences. Men want love, but can't afford marriage. Learned uncomfortable truth about modern male relationship behavior. Not afraid of commitment, but afraid of legal system designed to destroy them. Willing to love, but unwilling to sign contracts that guarantee financial ruin. Romantic partnership possible, but legal marriage represents unacceptable risk. System designed to protect women. Financially created male institutional avoidance. Marriage dying because men calculated it's not worth the risk. Men really are afraid of commitment now, but for legitimate reasons. Legal framework makes marriage dangerous for male financial security. Emotional commitment available, but legal commitment avoided for survival. Rational risk assessment rather than emotional immaturity driving behavior. Women wanting traditional commitment structure that men can no longer afford. Love persists, but marriage becomes luxury. Most men can't risk. Begin understanding that this isn't about loving less, but protecting more. Men choosing emotional availability over legal vulnerability. Commitment redefined as partnership without state involvement. Romantic relationships evolving beyond traditional marriage framework. Both genders adapting to legal reality that makes marriage dangerous. Future of relationships requires separating love from law.